Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my part 6 of all 184 films I saw in 2021. So this is 34 to 21. Hope you enjoy it, and please subscribe to my channel, it'll be a big help. Number 34 is Fatherhood. Fatherhood is with Kevin Hart, and I think Kevin Hart does a fantastic job and directed by Paul Witz, who has directed American Pie, About a Boy, Little Fockers, and yeah, so some good films. And Fatherhood was something special. So it's a widowed new dad copes with doubts, fears, heartaches, and dirty diapers as he sets out to raise his daughter on his own, inspired by a true story. Because his mother, this kid's mother, sadly passed, and his father, her father has to be like the bigger, look after her. And it was something special. I really loved this film. I think Kevin Hart does a fantastic job in this film. Number 33. I know this was in my last year, sorry, but it was actually a 2021 film, and it is One Night in Miami. One Night in Miami, I think, is a great film. I really love this film. Yes, I did rewatch it. And the cast in this film, you have Kingsley Ben Ada, Ali Gore, Atlas Hodge, Leslie Odom Jr., and directed by Regina King. And I mean, she was in a movie that I talked about in part 5, which was The Harder They Fall, and I think she was fantastic. But One Night in Miami, I think it's a great film, and I just, love this film. Definitely check it out if you have not seen it already. Number 32 goes to The Many Saints of Newark. I had a blast with this film. I really did enjoy The Many Saints of Newark. I'm probably like the only person that really enjoyed this film. Well, some other people might, but has Michael Giafone, Leslie Jr., Alessandro Nivola, Ray Liotta. So it's a great cast directed by Alan Taylor, who directed, unfortunately, some bad films such as Thor: The Dark World and Terminator Genesis. But this is probably, for me, his best film, and The Many Saints of Newark. I loved this film. I had a blast with this film, and I cannot wait to rewatch The Many Saints of Newark. To be honest, I did not watch The Sopranos, didn't even know much about it. But when I watched the movie, loved it. It was fantastic. It was not fantastic, but it was really great. And I just had a blast with The Many Saints of Newark. So if you have not seen it, definitely check it out. My number 31 goes to The Last Duel. Now, I know some people probably put it in like the top 10. For me, it's not that high, but I still loved this film. And it's with a great cast: Matt Damon, Adam Driver, Jodie Comer, Ben Affleck, and directed by Ridley Scott, who has directed Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, Alien, The Martian, Gladiator, House of Gucci, which unfortunately I have not seen yet, so it'll be in my 2022 list. Prometheus, Alien Covenant, American Gangster. So some good films. And The Last Duel, I really had a blast with this film. I'll tell you the story. So, King Charles declares that night Jean de Congress settles his dispute with his squire by challenging him to a duel because Adam Driver's character raped Jodie Comer's character, which is not good. But yeah, I loved The Last Duel. It was such a cool film. But yeah, I loved it. My number 30. I'm so pissed that this does not make it high. Sorry, a bit of a technical difficulties with the list because it kind of didn't change where the spot was. But my number 30 is Army of the Dead. I'm so surprised that this is not high up on my list, but I loved Army of the Dead. It was such a cool film that I enjoyed and really loved. It was just epic. Loved Army of the Dead. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Dave Bautista does a great job, and directed by Zack Snyder, who directed Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is way high up on my list. Man of Steel, Watchmen, Justice League. Don't talk about that. 300, Sucker Punch, Dawn of the Dead, Legends of the Guardians. So great films. And I really loved Army of the Dead and cannot wait to rewatch it again. My number 29 goes to Come On, Come On. Now, this is another A24 film. I think it's A24 that I just really enjoyed. I really had a blast about this film. If you have not seen this, it's such a cool film. So the story is a documentary filmmaker whose latest project involves gifted children bonds with a smart yet sensitive nephew whose father struggles with bipolar disorder and is in the grips of manic episode. This is with Joaquin Phoenix and Mike Mills who directed this. I've not seen anything from Mike Mills, but Come On, Come On was such an amazing film. It's great, and I just loved Come On, Come On. Disappointed that it's not high up on my list, but yeah, I loved it and cannot wait to rewatch this film. And the kids that Joaquin Phoenix talked about life and like the future, that was actually in real life, like that was non-scripted. They actually, non-scripted it, which was really cool. My number 28 is quite a fantastic film that I loved. It's called Boss Level. And Boss Level was such a cool film. It's with Frank Grillo, Mel Gibson, Naomi Watts, Ken Jeong, Annabelle Wallace, and directed by Joe Carnahan, who directed The Great, The A-Team, Cop Shop, which is lower on my list. So he directed both Cop Shop and Boss Level. And yeah, Boss Level was an epic film. I'll tell you what the story is. So, a retired Special Force officer is trapped in a never-ending time loop on the day of his death. I loved this film. It was so cool, and cannot wait to rewatch this film. Yeah, I just had a blast with it, and yeah, it was really cool and really entertaining. My number 27 goes to a little documentary called Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry. Now, this film came out on February 26th, and I love this documentary. This is my first 4.5 of the year. Well, this was the first. This is the 4.5. We're getting to the very goods. I loved this movie, documentary. It was really cool. Just a really cool thing, like movie documentary that I really enjoyed. We got to learn more about the artist of Billie Eilish, and yeah, I really loved it. I loved the story of how Billie Eilish turned into this amazing pop singer, and yeah, I think Billie Eilish is fantastic, and love her work. But yeah, Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry was very like an awesome film documentary. Number 26 goes to Pieces of a Woman. How the hell was this still in my top 30? So this was a film that I loved. So it's with Vanessa Kirby, Shia LaBeouf, and Benny Safdie's in here as well. And it's written by Cornel Zukis, which I think this is his first big film. And this was the first Netflix film I've seen of the year. And yeah, I loved it. It was really entertaining. The story to it was a heartbreaking home birth leaves a woman grappling with the profound emotional fallout, isolated from her partner and family by her charms of grief, because she lost her baby, which is a very sad story. But it was a really entertaining film that I think Vanessa Kirby and Shia LaBeouf do fantastic in these two main roles. And my number 25 goes to Riders of Justice. Riders of Justice was such a cool film. And it's with a great actor such as Mads Mikkelsen, and directed by Andreas Thomas, who has directed, I think this was his first big film, Riders of Justice. And yeah, I love Riders of Justice. I'll tell you the story. So Marcus, a deployment military man, has to go home to his teenage daughter, Matilde, with his wife. When his wife dies in a tragic train accident, it seems to be planned bad luck, but it turns out that it might have been a carefully orchestrated assassination, with his wife ended up being a random casualty of. A random casualty of. Yeah, I really did enjoy it, and yeah, definitely check it out if you have not seen it already. Number 24 goes to. This is really high, but I really did enjoy it. Fear Street Part 1, 1994. Now, I love this film. It was really cool. It's an awesome film. I think Leah Janke, who directed it, directed all three of them. I think she does fantastic directing these films. The reason why I liked it, it kind of gave me like some Scream kind of vibes, like Stranger Things Scream kind of vibe, which I love both those projects. This movie was really cool. I loved it. And yeah, it was such a cool film with Kana Madeira, who sadly wasn't after we film, which is a. If you haven't seen my part one, you'll get that there. Olivia Scott Welch, Benjamin Forrest Jr., and some more. I think they were fantastic in this film. Cannot wait to rewatch this film. My number 23 goes to Malcolm and Marie. Now, the only people in this film is John David Washington and Zendaya. So John David Washington played Malcolm and Zendaya played Marie. And it was directed by Sam Livingston, who has directed Euphoria. Euphoria is such bloody cool show. I can't wait for season 2, even though it came out. I haven't watched it either, but can't wait to. Malcolm and Marie. So this is the synopsis for the film. So as a filmmaker and his girlfriend return home from his movie premiere, smoldering tensions and painful revelations push them towards a romantic reckoning. I love this film. It was so cool, filmed in black and white. I love those kind of films, and yeah, Malcolm and Marie was such a cool film that I really enjoyed. I had an absolute blast with this film and cannot wait to rewatch it. Number 22 is Nobody. Nobody was such a cool film. I was so surprised by this film because I didn't know that I was going to love this film like this much. But it's with cast such as Bob Odenkirk, Aliski Somvruv, Connie Nelson, Christopher Lloyd, and directed by Isla Noshola, who has directed, I don't know, well, this was his first big movie, and produced by Tobey Maguire, which is, I loved Nobody. I think this is a great film. I know some people say it's a rip-off not James Bond, a John Wick film. It's kind of, but I'm sorry, it's a little bit better. No, I'm joking, it's not. It's not better than John Wick Chapter 2 and 3, but Nobody was so cool. Loved this film. Bob Odenkirk killed it in this role, and cannot wait, hopefully, for Nobody 2. I'm praying that there's going to be a sequel. At my number 21, to end off this part, I'm really paid off that it's not high up on my list. It's Tick Tick Boom. Tick Tick Boom was an awesome film. I loved this film. It was really cool. I loved what I saw from this film, and it was such an entertaining film. So the cast: Andrew Garfield, Alexander Shipp, Vanessa Hudgens, Robin DeJesus, Joshua Henry, and directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who has directed. This was his first film he directed. I think he does a great job directing this film. I loved his directing skills. This is probably Andrew Garfield's best performance, to be honest. Probably one of my best performances from him. And I think he's going to get an Oscar for this role in Tick Tick Boom, because this was such a fantastic film. And yeah, really awesome film. But I guess that is it of part 6, because I want to do my top 20 altogether. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this was a short one, but yeah, hope you enjoyed part 6. Stay tuned to part 7, which is the top 20. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel. It'd be a big help. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.